Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours,
Señoras y señores, bienvenidos al partido
the
de hoy.
stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Things already rolling. This is the lineup we've been given. How do you read it, Jim?
Reminders of a golden era in English football, I should add. And it continues to hold its place in the modern game. Playing a second striker runs the risk of being outnumbered in midfield, of course. So, with the wider pairing and fullbacks, plenty of running has to be part of their play. And, of course, the right service into the box.
He's quick to return it. Picked out brilliantly. That was a brilliant interception. That was not good, though. Nicely run. Decent chance! Deftly away.
We're talking a genuinely stylish player here in Frank Rijkaard. You're not arguing with that, Jim, are you?
No, I've got to totally agree with every word you just said. As holding midfielders go, he is one of the very best. Nothing phases him.
Turan. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Looks to the other side. Zanetti. So, Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Turan. And it's Gullit. Knocks it into space. Oh, that's neat. Ronaldinho, very much a man of this moment. Calafiori goes back to front. There's a sharp little ball here. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Madrid are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Berbatov in acres of space out wide. Gerrard. And it's Davids. Knocks it out wide. Turan. Now this could be a shoot! Now who's going to be first to this?
And the keeper has reacted superbly there. That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Tigres with the corner. They're first. Ronaldinho goes short. Madrid have the chance to go the other way. Can he get on the end of this? Spread neatly. That's tidy. Ronaldinho stood his ground strongly. Oh, sweet feet. He saw the danger and he went crashing in. Turan did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise.
Well, for me, Peter, I think it's all too pedestrian and slow. They need a large injection of purpose now.
Rooney looking to pass their way up the pitch. Shevchenko. And they can counter here. Oh, well measured. Ronaldinho is offering some sort of an apology there.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough of the catastrophe, did he?
Somewhat off target. Looking for the run. And this is Rooney. Howson kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. It's a lovely, neat pass. Neither side giving way. It has been tight. Zanetti producing a good steal there. showing a good level of alertness. Szoboszlai. Duke. Gerrard. Well, they could break here. That's a cute ball. He's in plenty of space here. He's had it nicked away. Zanetti, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. Ronaldinho does well to get it back. Hasebe. And that is the end of the first half. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, it's been nothing but frustration, really, Peter. I think the team as a whole has to take more risks, but they really need to up their quality too.
So it's simmered along nicely for 45 minutes, but still no goals. It is 0-0 at half-time.
Señoras y señores, queremos pedirles su apoyo para nuestra Fundación Solidaria, una oportunidad en el fútbol.
So right back into the action.
Madrid really are going to need to improve in a hurry if they don't want to fall behind here. Upping the intensity and the tempo will be their starting point.
Can he get it through? Shifted it to the flank. Oh, that's great feet. And the shot! And he's done it!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here.
He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest.
Convertido en el minuto 49.
Players who do that
Número
because
8.
they just don't give up on anything.
Madrid are in front now. The game's only goal.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second half. They've certainly come out with more purpose, more energy, and it's paid off beautifully.
He is through here. Ronaldinho! Gerrard. And it's Zanetti. Now Davids. Passing is crisp and sharp. Zanetti. Oh, that's a fine interception. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. That's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And he welcomes it in. Oh, great chance! Whistle's gone, and the referee has given a penalty. Madrid presented with a golden opportunity here. This further to improve their cause. Not a twitch, not a blink.
Well, he dipped into a world of focus then and dismissed any distraction.
So that's 2 now without reply.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
So we've reached the hour mark. Davids, this is a promising build-up. Little pass back. Rooney. Duke, who needs just a moment to score a goal. Calafiori, now looking to orchestrate a counter. He's intervened well there. And they win it back again. Howson. Alafiori. Tries to play it through. And he's worked it through. Oh, and Shevchenko! Just cruising! They are cruising! It's all becoming so easy. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
A case now of complete control.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager stretch.
Oh, brilliant save.
That's the threat he carries, Peter, running at defences like that, if only he managed to retain his composure.
And here's Soboslai. Great ball, and he's in here. Ronaldinho! And it's in. And that for him is goal number 10. An opportunist strike, but he'll take it. He will own it.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
And that's it. Well, thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours,
Bienvenidos al
it might
partido
not
de hoy.
feel like that.
Hoy se
The stadium
enfrentan.
is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So that's got things underway.
Here's a guy that qualifies as one of the best defensive midfielders to ever play the game.
Patrick Vieira, the pillar of strength.
Yeah, aggression, hard tackling, they're the foundations of his game. But he can turn defence into attack very quickly and show his terrific athleticism and real power.
Immobile, he is onto this. Genuine physical edge about this game. It is quite attritional. He's looking wide. And here's Ronaldinho. Shevchenko.
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
And the trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Madrid are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. That pass has been well intercepted. Donaldoni, he is having a shot! And that's it! They are pouring, truly pouring! Not a defender in sight. He had all the time in the world.
Some great movement here, and the pass was perfect. All he had to do was just apply the finishing touch.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Madrid have their opponents right where they want them, and we've barely begun. Now for Silva. Chelsea.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
Ups for safety. Looks to the other side. He's had it taken off him. Now it's Sam Maxson. This is Immobile. A collective sigh of relief from the defence. And we have our very first corner. And that has been cleared. Akpatu. Semedo picks it up out wide. Fernandes. Ronaldinho. Donaldoni, whose purpose now is to complete a hat-trick.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Now it's Immobile. The movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Oh, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance. Shot, surely! And that's a tiny finish. And that really is so impressive.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
Marcó en el minuto 29 el dorsal 22.
Galatasaray cut their deficits and look raring to go again.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
Just eases him off the ball. And it's Silva. Rafa Silva. Nicely spread. Chiellini. Shevchenko chasing after it. Agbadou gives no quarter whatsoever. Jetson Fernandez plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Duke makes a move down the right. Now it's Donatoni. Well, that's well spotted. And he's shot it twice! He hits the net. 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. What a moment of brilliance, control and perfect accuracy.
Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control, and it was always going to end up in...
Tries a shot! Just cruising! They are cruising! And they're threatening to fly away here. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Oh, that's wonderful to see.
And that's it. So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So we're up and running. I think a huge Jim, see making a difference here?
Well, Peter, the Spanish really have been churning out some genuine quality at left back, and this guy, Alex Grimaldo, is another one of them. I think the modern game has allowed him to do what fullbacks are doing generally. They're thriving in terms of getting forward, getting into deep opposition space, and he's one that can't resist any opportunity to make those penetrating runs.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim. And the pass is intercepted. Well, it's Ibrahimovic. Neither of these two want to come off second best. And it's Xavi. He's on it, can he get away? Stojkovic is alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Zaire Emery. Rijkaard. Madrid controlling the possession in this early phase. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Alexander-Arnold. Xavi. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Saliba.
That's really good energy, Peter, the way they defend from the front.
Great vision. Saliba kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Stojkovic. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually. Well, caution is dominating proceedings. This isn't meeting expectations.
Zaire Emery. And Shevchenko. Now it's Mbappe. Mbappe picks up. That was a given. It always was.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. He put it on a plate for him.
Madrid have fired themselves in front.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition, no force to come out.
Rijkaard. And here's Stojkovic. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Bertoni. Howson. And it's Fernandez. And it's Ronaldinho. Nearly half an hour gone here.
Mbappe really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Now it's Stojkovic. Fernandez. Ronaldinho can so cleverly bypass the press. Xavi. He is through here. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Now it's Mbappe. Ronaldinho. Now it's Mbappe. Xavi. That's really well manoeuvred.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
This ended up in no man's land. Yaya Toure. Ball played for Xavi. Yaya Toure. Xavi. Oh, that is a nice touch. Snyder. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Ronaldinho. And it's Zaire Emery. it's Mbappe. Aims beyond the defence, and he is dashing away. This looks promising. And that signals the end of the first period. No shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness perhaps the only things lacking. Madrid just ahead then as we reach 45 minutes.
I think on the whole the team linked up very well and has been organised, hence their position. They can afford to be a little braver with the ball, I think, something they'll be told many times, I'm sure, during the interval.
Madrid just about ahead, 1-0 at the break. We get things going again.
Madrid definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Mbappe. Zaire Emery. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Now Ronaldinho. Can he get on the end of this? Delivers with wit.
Yeah, I think if that can be repeated, there's a good chance of a goal.
Donatoni. And here's Shevchenko. Takes on his marker. There's the shot! Oh, that was precious close.
Oh, he just got it ever so slightly wrong, Peter. There wasn't much in that at all.
Alexander-Arnold. Saliba. Schneider. He is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot. And it's Ibrahimovic.
Being still separated by the game's only goal.
Donatoni did well to step in there. That was more than necessary.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Saliba. He's going to be disappointed with that. He's shifting through the gears here.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
The referee's awarded a free kick. This certainly looks appetising, well within shooting range. Looking to widen the gap even further here. Nearly, but not quite. Cedric, what are you thinking?
Well, it's approaching that time where you have to decide whether you stick or twist, Peter. I'm inclined to think the latter, but the boss probably has quite a few things which he has to factor in yet, so let's see.
Donatoni. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Schneider. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Schneider. And this is Hazard. Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away, and eventually you might just get that little break.
This is a really front-footed approach.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Bullish header! That wasn't the worst effort in the world.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
And it's Schneider. It's a good foot in there. Just about up to 75 minutes. And this is Shevchenko. Some resolute defending there. Space for him to turn and look.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Played through for the wide man. He's had it taken off him. Ronaldinho looking for the run. Calafiori. And he's worked it through. And now the breakaway. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Now it's Stojkovic. Well, played right into his path. Madrid still ahead by the game's only goal. Somewhat off target. This is a promising build-up. Schneider. Played out to the left flank. And it's Schneider. Schneider going face-to-face with his great rival. Threads one in. Saliba makes the interception. Yaya Toure, a player whose confidence, whose sense of adventure rubs off on all of those around him. Strokes it back. Where it came from. Donatoni. Calafiori. Impressive job. Oh, he's been... In he goes again! And that's a tiny finish. Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Well, the defence were being far too casual there, Peter. Far too slow to switch on to the danger. That's the kind of thing that makes managers go crazy.
And that's it. Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
Se ha encontrado una serie de coches con un número en forma de balón. Se ruega a su propietario que se ponga en contacto con algún empleado del estadio.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. We are just getting started.
Peter, we're about to see how good Lilian Thuram is. Besides being physically imposing and quick, he's very intelligent and usually that crucial split second ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, fabulous reader of the game.
And pretty much got it all.
Bellingham. And here's Totti. It's Totti! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Totti actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And we have our very first corner. They've played it short. Madrid have the chance to go the other way. That's Shevchenko. He's going to slip through. Davids. Desai. Vicious ball here. Neatly clipped into space. Oh, he's gifted it to the opposition. Well, that is one way to stop him. And that's a throw. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Bellingham was in no mood for any of that. Mbappe. Fernandes. Madrid yet to have an attempt on goal. This ended up in no man's land. Oh, red. Nice interception. Baresi is pretty much the definition of the word uncompromising. Shevchenko. Can he get on the end of this? Brilliantly cut out. Italy have quite a reputation for being combative, confrontational, just in your face, Jim.
It's well rehearsed, Peter. It's testament to their excellent work ethic, really. The way they always go chasing the ball in numbers, and they can keep it up late into a game too.
Rijkaard. Now it's Mbappe. Well, they're certainly pressing with purpose here. Now it's Ibrahimovic. That was good alertness. Rijkaard. It's a really well-measured ball. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Thuram. Can he get it through? He has found the way through. This is Ronaldinho. Real chance! And he has kept it out somehow.
Shevchenko clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Cleared without hesitation. And now a sudden chance to counter. Xavi. Zanetti. Totti, rapid and full of intent. And the counter is on. Great vision. And this is Shevchenko. He's getting hounded, really hounded.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there, and it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him. That will annoy the manager. They're making themselves too predictable here.
Squeeze it through. Fernandez. It's Ronaldinho. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Passing is crisp and sharp. Now it's Mbappe. Well, they could break here. He can run onto that. And he's managed to get free. Mbappe. And that signals the end of the first period. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. Not too much so far to lift anybody off their seat.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
So, no breakthrough from either side, 0-0 after 45 minutes of action.
Signore e signori, è il momento dell'estrazione di oggi. Tenete a portata di mano i biglietti ricevuti all'ingresso. Sostituzione per l'Italia. Numero 10, Totti. Numero 11,
0-0.
Xavi.
We're at the halfway point.
Lasciano il campo per il numero 22, il numero 14, Gerrard.
That's one of the players of the week. Rijkaard. Madrid ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. Now it's Mbappe. That is a brilliant interception. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Madrid clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Some really good ball movement. Davids produces the perfect tackle there. Gerrard.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Bullet is sporting a guilty look after that.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
Bullet.
Madrid have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rein it in or suffer the consequences.
Shevchenko. Oh, now he can run away with it. And the shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Searching pass he's played there. Bullet. And he was alert to it. Thuram is a perfect combination of brain and brawn. Very little to report from an attacking perspective. Jim, it's a cagey old game.
Well, I think it's a fair reflection of what we've seen so far. Neither side has produced that many efforts at goal simply because respective defences have been strong.
Neither of these two want to come off second best. Khan. Bellingham does really well to win the ball there. Out for a throw.
Sostituzione per l'Italia. Numero 9, Ibrahimovic. Viene sostituito con il numero 23. Attenzione, un cambio.
Cruyff really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Good play by the keeper. He's certainly earned his keep there. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. This is coming off in quick succession here. And he's lost his man here.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
And the shot! That was no routine save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Sostituzione per l'Italia. Numero 7,
Number 2 then.
Hazard. Numero per il numero 13, Schneider, il numero 15, Lampard. Attenzione
He
alla
is just
sostituzione.
caressing the ball. And now they can spring out of defence. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Madrid have now used up all but one of their substitution windows. Schneider will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Gullit makes a move down the right. Goes for a shot! It's fallen loose again! Goal! That could turn out to be a huge, huge goal!
What a time to take the lead. But now comes the dilemma of whether you want to hold on or go for it again. That's always been the option in that experience.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, Peter, I know from experience there are players who always seem to know where the ball's going to end up. This isn't about luck at all, despite what people say. Just keep an eye on his movement.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Cambio di giocatori.
Madrid have opted to make another change here. Fiore coming on here as broadly expected.
Well, this could lead to the injection of energy that might disrupt the rhythm of their opponents.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
What a great time to score, but it does give the manager a real headache. Does he sit on this lead now or try and finish it off?
And this is Schneider. Now it's Cruyff. Cruyff charging forward, the ball's... Oh, full marks for that effort.
Yeah, certainly could have been something so much more.
Ci saranno 3 minuti di recupero.
Now he's got space here.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And it's Davids. That's a foul in a dangerous area. And that's going to be a booking. Well, this looks promising in terms of distance and angle. So, a genuine chance to increase the lead. Italy have their second corner now. Cruyff with the short one. Takes the shot! It's loose. Who's got... In he goes again! And again! Sugarschlei. I think they're done. They are done. Well, that was tense. The two parties separated by the game's only really meaningful moment. Intriguing for the neutrals, unbearable, sometimes unwatchable for those with a vested
Ricordiamo a
interest.
tutti i tifosi di usare gli appositi cestini per...
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours,
Bienvenidos
it
al
might not
partido de
feel
hoy.
like that.
Hoy
The
se
stadium
enfrentan-
is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. So off we go then.
We all know what Xavi's game is about, Peter, but that doesn't help when it comes to trying to stop him.
Extraordinary, really, because he's never had to rely on pace or strength.
No, his game is all about finding and exploiting space and knowing the landscape around him, and he's just brilliant at creating.
A great delivery and a finish to match.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehand behind that one.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Dani Olmo has it in a wide position.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And we have our very first corner. And he's there to clear it. Oh, super ball. Cleared away. And now a sudden chance to counter. We expected better, and so did he. Rafael Leao. It's a pretty loose pass. Can he get it through? This ended up in no man's land. Rafael Leao. And here's Shevchenko. Engages and forces him off the ball. That pass has been well intercepted. And it's Del Piero. He's just misjudged that one. And there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Strongly challenged there. That's a sharp pass. Madrid leading here thanks to that early goal. And the score is 1-0. Vicious ball here. The less said about that pass, the better. Shevchenko chasing after it. Zaire Emery. Madrid very much in the ascendancy and with a goal to their name. He is through here. Rafael Leao. Azar. Makaleli. Well, there's your danger man, a title that is entirely justified. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Now it's Rafael Leao. Saliba. And Donatoni. And he plays one through. Big chance!
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Zaire Emery does really well to win the ball there. And it's Soboslai. Irwin calmly anticipates. Hazard. Thuram. Over to the other side. Irwin. Well, it just petered out. No penetration at all, having had a great deal of the ball. Saliba. And it's Rijkaard. Rafael Leao has found the net here, of course. Makaleli. Rijkaard. Shifted it to the flank. He's picked his way through. The numbers sharp and uncompromising. And the shot's on here. It's coming a shot! Oh, the boys did call on it here. It's fallen kindly here. And that is all the few nods of approval from the bench. Is their second corner of the game. Donadoni with the short one. Donadoni. And here's Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai gets flagged off.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. That's a nicely shaped ball. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. The most accurate pass. And here's Donadoni. Shapes to shoot! That's a decent clearance. Makaleni conjures time and space where few can. Some resolute defending there. Szoboszlai. Space for him to turn and look. Zaire Emery gets across him. Makaleni. Azar. Oh, there's a probing ball.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
No, not quite on the same wavelength.
Habrá un minuto de descuento.
Szoboszlai. Here's Rafael Leao. Donnarumma picks it up out wide. That is lovely. He's found a way through. Rafael Leao. Shoots! Two up and in charge, and things are looking. And that is all they have time for.
Well, the second goal certainly came as a welcome surprise, Peter. So late and so potentially destructive.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Well, both half-time team talks will undergo change now. One will be solid, the other needs to be pretty inspiring.
Madrid looking good, feeling good. It is 2-0 at the break. The second half is up and running. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
The pass wasn't good enough, and he knows that.
Right, Shevchenko. Oh, just skips past his man. And here's Rafael Leao. And it's Szoboszlai.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
That's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Neither of these two want to come off second best. Rafael Leao. Stam. Azar.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
It's played through for him. Real chance! It's a goal! It is an explosive start to the second half. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Shevchenko really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
So, third quarter of the game. Tidily. Oh, that's neat. Oh, well played. He needed to get that right. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Szoboszlai. This is a promising build-up. And it's Olmo. And this is Shevchenko. It's Rafael Leao. Madrid get their fourth corner. It's going to be another corner, I think. We're up to 5 corners now. Donadoli is short. Has to go back here. And takes a shot! Zaire Emery.
Oh, sweet feet.
And it's made its way to him. Look at the space here. Well read, and the danger is averted. Delicate ball, and it needs to be. Good read, needed to be. That has not gone well. And this is Shevchenko. Oh, well played. Madrid are looking pretty rattled at the moment, Jim.
There's no doubt about that, Peter. It looks like they've had the proverbial carpet swept from underneath them. And it's amazing how much one goal can change things.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to make any prediction on this right now. Well, he had to make that, and he did make it. Szoboszlai could move up a gear here. Now it's Shevchenko. Shevchenko. He's found a way past. Great ball, and he's in here. And the finish! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, he's been caught napping. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Azar, and he's forced to go back. Irwin is the type of player who always likes having a bit of space in front of him. And there's green grass ahead of him.
Madrid really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Shoots! And a truly agonising miss.
Oh, that was so cool. A very decent chance, and the disappointment was all too obvious.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal 19, el dorsal 11, el dorsal 8, el dorsal 10, el dorsal 2 serán sustituidos por el dorsal 18, el dorsal 7, el dorsal 13, el dorsal 14, el dorsal 24. Se va a realizar un cambio de jugadores.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And this is Eto'o. It's Eto'o! So close to drawing level. Fiore. shooting. Oh, that was vital.
Madrid really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Can he get on the end of this? He's got away. Irwin gets into a good position.
Habrá 2 minutos de descuento.
Information that there will be 2 minutes stoppage time. It's intercepted. Schuberstein. Mohamed Salah. Oh, that's fabulous. It's a good ball out wide. That's tidy. And it's Xavi. So that's it. It is all over. Madrid pull through. Sometimes by hook, sometimes by crook, but that didn't matter. They have the win, and that's what they needed. The end of the game. Reflections.
Well, Peter, this was probably more slugfest than a game of football, but I actually found it very enjoyable. A game that was constantly on the edge.